Hey, what's up, y'all? Jay Helms, founder of the W2 Capitalist here, and you've landed on this website because you received one of my postcards and you're interested in doubling and finding out the secret to double your rental portfolio within the next 12 months. Okay, so here's the secret. Here's the simple how to. You're going to surround yourself with like minded, inspiring, active, and supportive investors, right? The last part, supportive investors, is truly key. But here, it truly is that simple, right? So let me talk to you about the W2 Capitalist Mastermind. I founded that in November of 2018. And since then, 80% of our members have doubled their portfolio within the first 10.7 months of becoming a member. Now, it would be weird for me to just say 10.7 months. So I've rounded that up to the year, right? But that percentage is even closer to 90% when I only count the members who are active and participate in just 2 virtual calls per month. Okay. And we have over 20 virtual calls every month for you to participate in. But if you're not familiar with what a mastermind is, I have an article with a video below. I'll put it in the description or in this article below, where I go into more detail, more depth about what a mastermind really is. But a mastermind essentially is a group of like-minded individuals coming together for a common purpose, helping one another achieve similar goals. And I love this last part, in a positive manner. And that's one of the things we focus on in the mastermind. So now, the W2 Capitalist Mastermind primarily is a virtual group. In that article I mentioned, it's going to be below. There are many different ways for for mastermind groups to be established and operate. But here's what you're going to receive once you've been accepted and joined the W2 Capitalist Mastermind. Okay, you're going to get access to over 20 virtual sessions a month with a group of your focused peers, right? And when I talk about focused and active investors, these guys and gals run circles around me in their investing activities. It's embarrassing at times for where I sit. But anyway, so you get access to those virtual sessions with those focus peers. You also get access to the W2 Capitalist exclusive private online community. It's our own social platform. It is not a Facebook group. It is one of those platforms where when you go to it, you're going to be talking about real estate because everybody on that platform is talking about real estate as well. Okay. You're going to get part of the calls, part of the 20 calls we happen every month are niched or REI focused groups. For niche REI focused groups in those calls, right? So if you're into multifamily, you want to learn about multifamily, you go to the multifamily call, right? If you want to, if you're into fix and flipping and wholesaling, you go to that call. If you're into mobile home park investing, you go to that call, or single family buy and hold. We have a call, and then we kind of wrap up everything that we don't have a particular call for in what I call general sessions. So if there is a niche that you're interested in, chances are somebody in the mastermind has invested in it, is actively investing in it, and we have a group for you. Okay. You also get the community, and I don't mean just the social community, but the community. You get access, you get the Rolodex of members who are in the community. And one of the things I encourage you when you join is, hey, get social off of social media. You get their email addresses, you get their phone numbers, give them a call, talk to them. It's one of the most helpful groups I've ever been around, and I'm super proud of what we're being able to build here with those folks, right? The next thing you get when you join the mastermind is access to my personal calendar. So if you got something you don't want to talk about in front of the group, you want to book a one-on-one mentoring session, here's access to my calendar. You pick a spot that works for you, and let's talk, right? Those typically are about 30 minutes to an hour if we both have time. But yeah, you get access to my personal calendar. The network of individuals, I want to talk about those, just one more thing. They're all over the country, right? So these are people who are actively investing at a similar or even higher level than you. And we have all walks of life, right? From aspiring to extremely successful. Matter of fact, in the last 2 years, we've had 9 members achieve financial freedom, and they do nothing but real estate investing on their own, right? And the last thing you get, which is probably the most important, this is kind of where the magic happens, is you get to be on the hot seat. So you're going to establish what we call the home base for your group, right? And you're going to be on the hot seat, and we're going to talk about 3 things on that. We're going to ask you about 3 things. Number one, we're going to ask you about 3 things on when you're on the hot seat. Number one is, what's your big win? What's your latest big win? We want to celebrate you, but we also want to be inspired by you. No win is too small. If you feel like it's a huge accomplishment to yourself, Let's talk about it. We want to hear about it. The next thing is, what questions do you have for the group? And we got a little twist we do on answers and how you answer uh, other people's questions. And I'll get into that once you join. And then the third thing is, what can we hold you accountable to accomplish in the next coming week, right? And so then the next time you join a call, we're going to ask you, hey, how did you do on your one thing that you had to get accomplished before we met again? So those are the things you're going to get access to. I do want to take a moment to address some objections that I hear a lot, and I keep kicking this desk. I apologize for the camera moving around. So I'm gonna focus on the 5 objections I hear the most when I talk to people about joining the mastermind. So objection number 1 is I hear this a lot. It says, Jay, I've seen groups like yours. They cost $10,000, $25,000, or even $40,000 a year to join. I have too. This is my answer to that. I have too. I've been interviewed by those groups. I've looked at those groups. I just can't stomach spending that kind of money on a guru type deal. It's just not for me, right? So that's why I keep the price affordable to join the W2 Capitalist Mastermind. So, and essentially, really, if you close just one deal, because of being a member of the W2 Capitalist Mastermind, the mastermind pays for itself. And I like that kind of ROI, knowing that 80% of our members double their portfolio in the first 12 months, right? So it's basically going to more than pay for itself. The second objection I hear a lot of is, I'm out of funds to invest, so I'm taking a break from acquisitions right now. Completely understandable. Running out of capital is very common, especially for active investors. But here's the thing. Partnerships happen constantly with members of the mastermind. Now, it's not a requirement. It is not something we require. You find a deal on your own. You're not required to bring it in. I know a lot of masterminds are structured that way. But you're not required to bring it in. You're not required to partner with people in the mastermind. But what's happened over time is, as you get to know your other mastermind members, partnerships form. A lot of money's been made. Matter of fact, I have one couple who disclosed to me that since they've been a part of the W2 Capitalist Mastermind, I think it's been for 18 months, that they've made over $1 million just by doing some private lending and stuff like that. So you find the deals, got people in the mastermind that's got the money, right? The third thing is, the third objection I hear or I see a lot is, I'm skeptical because I've never invested in personal development. Guys, I was there too. I before I started, I did my first thing. It was like $500 for the year. I was like, that's a lot of money, right? But now I commit to investing $5,000 a year in my personal development, right? The growth that I get from that investment is substantial, right? Just being around like-minded folks, business mindsets that have been there, they've done that, right? Plus, here's one thing I want to address about that. If you're skeptical about investing in yourself in personal development, one of the things that we do offer is a 30-day money back, no questions asked guarantee, right? I kind of feel like I'm Tommy Boy and I'm going to stamp something on a box. But here's what I want to encourage you to do. If you apply to the mastermind, you're accepted. Come in, check us out, attend as many calls as you can in that first 30 days. And if at the end of that first 30 days, you're just like, you know what, Jay, this is just not for me, that's fine. 100% get your money back. No questions asked. Okay. The fourth objection is, I have to check with my spouse first. Absolutely. Do it. Having your spouse on board for all investments, right? Whether it be real estate investing or personal development, is something that I practice. Not perfect at it, but I practice it and I also preach it. So make sure that, go ahead and apply. Go ahead and put your hat in the ring. Go ahead and apply and get that process over with. Then if you get accepted, make sure you're talking to your spouse. Make sure they're on board. Also, make sure that they know that if you're accepted, they get access to, right? We can give them a separate account. You guys can use the same login, whatever the case is, but they get access to everything that you get access to once you're accepted and join. Okay. And the fifth and last objection that I hear a lot of is, if surrounding myself with the right people is all I have to do to double my portfolio, why can't I just do that on my own? My answer to that is, you absolutely can, right? You can DIY. I'm a big fan of DIY. I DIY the W2 Capitalist Mastermind, right? I created it for, there was a solution I was looking for that didn't exist. And so I created it. You can do the exact same thing. I encourage, as a matter of fact, I encourage everyone to be part of their local RIA, which is somewhat of, depending on how it's structured, is somewhat of a mastermind. but also join at least one other mastermind than the W2 Capitalist, right? And what you're paying for here in the W2 Capitalist Mastermind is an already established community of vetted and inspiring investors, right? It is a shortcut to your success. Okay. So here's your next steps, right? If you're looking, if this is the postcard and you logging in here and watching this video has been the sign that you've been looking for, okay, to find your tribe and really work toward doubling your rental portfolio, here are the next steps for you. You can do one of two things. You can apply, but and also the link for the application and the book and call calendar, they are below, right? But you can apply to join us in the mastermind. And there is an application process. We don't accept everyone. Matter of fact, here recently, we've been telling a lot more people no than yes. But go ahead and apply, throw your hat in the ring. It takes about 7 minutes to complete the entire application process. We just want to make sure that we're a good fit for you and you're a good fit for us, right? We don't like churn. We don't like turnover in the mastermind, and we're looking for people who are going to commit to a year, amongst other things that you'll see as you fill out the application process. The second thing, or the other option to get started, is you could book a call, right? If you're one of these people, you want to talk to somebody. We have a group of what's called membership strategists where you can book a call. Again, the link's going to be below. You can get on their calendar, ask them anything you want to about the mastermind, their investing experience, whatnot. The one thing that you need to know about the membership strategist is all of them, and this was a requirement when we created the position, is you had to be in the mastermind for X number of months, I think is what it was. So they can speak to specifically how it's helped them. And they're not just some hired salesperson, right? They're going to tell you how it works for them. They're going to give you the good, bad, and the ugly. And you get to know a fellow mastermind member already, right? So apply or book a call. At some point in time, if you skip to the book a call, which is perfectly fine, we're going to ask you to apply anyway, just because it's part of our process. Okay, just so you know that's there. But if you're not quite ready to explore the mastermind, right, and you're saying, it's not good timing, which sometimes it is timing, or you just, I just don't know. I don't want to leave you empty-handed. So there are 4 things, and I'm going to put links below for you to have access to. These are some resources and just some other things. Number 1, register for the weekly free. They're free for everybody. Ask Me Anything Zoom sessions, right? So this is just a group effort of coming together. Sometimes it's one-on-one. Sometimes it could be just me and you. Other times it could be me, you, and 15 other people. Both of those scenarios have happened and happen quite frequently. But it's a weekly Thursday afternoons. We get on Zoom and people just come in and ask me anything. The second thing is join us in the pro community. I mentioned the private social media platform that we have for the mastermind. The pro community is a slimmed down version of that, but you still kind of get access to and the ability to talk to the mastermind members because they're in the pro community as well. By the way, if hanging out on social media, that's where I hang out the most. Just FYI. Anyway, third thing is grab the 10-step guide to buying and holding a small multifamily rental property. If chances are, if you're watching this, you've focused on single family, you're thinking about jumping up. It's a good, quick highlight, high level resource guide for you, absolutely free. So grab that. There's a link below. And then the last thing is, a blog article that what is a mastermind. So the W2 Capitalist Mastermind is basically virtual. Just realized how fast I'm talking. I'm pretty excited about talking to you guys today. But the W2 Capitalist Mastermind is mostly virtual. We do have some in-person meetups. They're sporadic, but mostly virtual. And if virtual is not your thing, if you're Zooming all day for work and you're like, man, I don't want to do anymore. I want to interact with people. This blog article and video will show you how to find and kind of different ways that masterminds are structured. Because the most important thing I want to come out of today is make sure you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people to propel you to double your real estate portfolio, right, within the next 12 months. That's it. So, all right, guys, that's it. I hope to see you on the inside of the W2 Capitalist Mastermind and allow me to be part of the process you use to double your portfolio in the next 12 months.